pale white hands with black nail polish as we went upstairs. I was wearing red satanist sings. Did she really typo rings as sings? They're like, that's literally 3 keys away from each other. How do you typo that? I don't think autocorrect was invented at the time. What? I was wearing red satanist rings on my nails in red nail polish. I was there. Darker misery was in his depressed eyes. I guess he was jealous of me that I was going out with Draco. Anyway, I went upstairs excitedly with Draco. He went into his room and locked the door. Then we started Frenching passively as we took off each other's clothes enthusiastically. He felt me up before I took off my top. Then I took off my black leather. A black leather bra? That does not sound comfortable. Okay, girls in the chat, I need to confirm if a leather bra would be comfortable or not, because that does not sound like fun. Yeah. Okay, thanks for confirming that. Anyway, we went on the bed and then he put his boy's thingy in mine, and we had sex! Ah, Draco, Draco. I screamed while getting an orgasm when all of a sudden I saw a tattoo I had never seen before on Draco's arm. It was a black heart with an arrow through it. On it was in bloody gothic writing were the words vampire. I was so angry. Third I shouted angrily, jumping out of the bed. No, no, but you don't understand, Draco pleaded. But I knew too much. No, you fucking idiot, I shouted. You probably have AIDS anyway. I put on my clothes, all huffily, and then stomped out. Draco ran out even though he was naked. He had a really big you-know-what, but I was too mad to care. I stomped out and did so until I was in Vampire's classroom, where he was having a lesson with Professor Snape and some other people. The you-know-what, that really big Lord Voldemort. Hey girl, you wanna check out my Lord Voldemort? Anyway. Vampire Potter, you motherfucker! I yelled. Chapter 8. Everyone stared at me, and then Draco came into the room even though he was naked and started begging me to take him back. Ebony, it's not what you think, Draco screamed sadly. My friend Bloody Mary Smith smiled at me understatedly. I think it's supposed to be understand. Fuck it. Just. Okay, Soup, it's. She flipped her long waist-length gothic black hair and opened her crimson eyes like blood that she was wearing contact lenses on. She had pale white skin that she was wearing white makeup on. Hermione was kidnapped when she was born. Real parents are vampires and one of them is a witch, but Voldemort killed her mother and her father committed suicide because he was depressed about it. She still has nightmares about it, and she is very haunted and depressed. It also turns out her real last name is Smith and not Granger. Since she has converted to Satanism, she's in Slytherin now, not Gryffindor. What is it that you desire, you ridiculous dimwit? Snape demeaned angrily in his cold voice, but I ignored him. Vampire, I can't believe you Draco, I shouted at him. Everyone gasped. I don't know why Ebony was so mad at me. I had went out with Vampire. I'm bi and so's Ebony for a while. Then he broke my heart. He dumped me because he liked Brittany, a stupid preppy fucker. We were just good friends now. He had gone through horrible problems, and now he was gothic. Haha, like I would hang out with a prep. But I'm not going out with Draco anymore, said Vampire. Yeah, fucking right. Fuck off, you bastard, I screamed. I ran out of the room and into the Forbidden Forest where I had lost my virility to Draco, and then I started to bust into tears. Chapter 9. I was so mad and sad. I couldn't believe Draco for cheating on me. I began to cry against the tree where I did it with Draco. Then all of a sudden a horrible man with red eyes and no nose and everything started flying towards me on a broomstick. He didn't have a nose, basically like Voldemort in the movie, and he was wearing all black, but it was obvious he wasn't gothic. It was Voldemort! No, I shouted in a scared voice. But then Voldemort shouted, Imperious! And I couldn't run away. Crookshanks! I shouted at him. Voldemort fell off his broom and started to scream. I felt bad for him even though I'm a sadist, so I stopped. Ebony, he yelled. Thou must kill Vampire Potter. I thought about Vampire and his it's sex eyes and his gothic black hair and how his face looks just like Joel Madden. I have to research all this shit. I was not. Oh my god. I need to research all this shit because I was not that. I remembered that Draco had said I didn't understand, so I thought, what if Draco went out with Vampire before I went out with them, and they broke up? Oh! Oh, you just realized that's the thing! No, Voldemort, I shouted back. Voldemort gave me a gun. No, please, I begged. Thou must, he yelled. If thou does not, then I shall kill thy beloved Draco. How did you know? I asked in a surprised way. Voldemort got a dude you're so retarded look on his face. I hath telekinesis, he answered cruelly. Doth not kill vampire. Then thou know what will happen to Draco, he shouted. Then he flew away angrily on his broomstick. I was so scared and mad I didn't know what to do. Suddenly Draco came into the woods. Draco, I said. Hi. Hi, he said, but his face was all sad. He was wearing white foundation and messy eyeliner like a pentagram between Joel and Ordway. Are you okay? I asked. No, he answered. I'm sorry. I got all mad at you, but I thought you cheated on me, I expelled. That's okay, he said, all depressed. We moved back into Hogwarts together, making out. D- Dick's out for Harambe. Dick's out for Gimli. Uh, oh god. There uh, there are 44 chapters. Oh, flat. Believe me, Gimli has already heard my moans before. After all. Oh, Gothic metal band Bloody Gothic Rose 666. I am the lead singer of it, and I play guitar. People say that we sound like a cross between Slipknot and MCR. The fuck is MCR anyway? Someone enlighten me.
It's My Chemical Romance.
Oh. Alright, fine. I'm sorry I wasn't an edgy teenager. When I was a teenager, I was just some loser that played League of Legends. I'm actually ashamed of that. It's a good thing I quit League. Anyway. The other people in the band are Bloody Mary, a vampire, Draco, Ron, although we call him Diabolo now. He has black hair now with blue streaks in it. uh, yo, Diabolo. Does the drapes still? And and Hardred. Hardred. Only today, Draco and Vampire were depressed, so they weren't coming, and we wrote songs instead. Draco was probably slitting his wrists. He won't die because he was a vampire too, and the only way you can kill a vampire is with a CROSS. There's no way I'm writing that. Or a steak. A, a steak. And vampires probably watching a depressing movie like The Corpse Bride. I put on a black leather shirt that showed off my boobs and tiny matching miniskirt that said simple. You might think I'm a slut, but I'm really not. We were singing a cover of Helena, whoever wrote that, and at the end of the song, I suddenly bust into tears. Ebony, okay. Uh, Ebony, are you okay? A Bloody Mary asked in a. What the fuck do you think? I asked angrily, and then I said, well, Voldemort came and the fucking bastard told me to kill Harry, but I don't want to kill him because he's really nice, even if he did go out with Draco. But if I don't kill Harry, then Voldemort will fucking kill Draco. I burst into tears. Suddenly, Draco jumped out from behind a wall. Why didn't you fucking tell me? He shouted. How could you, you fucking poser muggle bitch? Fuck. And I started to cry and cry. Draco started to cry too, all sensitive. Then he ran out crying. And then here I am crying reading this shit. Practiced for one more hour. Then suddenly Dumbledore walked in angrily. His eyes were all fiery, and this time it wasn't 'cause he had a headache. And he started to cry wisely. He, Ebony Draco has been found in his room. He committed suicide by slitting his wrists. When you slit your wrist so hard that oh dear God. Chapter 11. No, I screamed. I was horrified. Bloody Mary. He tried to comfort me, but I told her to fuck off, and I ran into my room crying myself. Dumbledore chased after me, but he had to stop when I went into my room because he would look like a perv that way. Anyway, I started crying tears of blood, and then I slipped. They got all over my clothes, so I took them off and jumped into the bath angrily while I put on a Linkin Park song at full volume. I grabbed a stick and almost stuck it into my heart. Uh, an- another steak, another juicy steak, and almost stuck it into my heart to commit suicide. I was so fucking depressed. I got out of the bathtub and put on a black cloak, place all over it sandily. I put on black high heels with pink metal stuff on the end and 6 pairs of skull earrings. I couldn't fucking believe it. Then I looked out the window and screamed. Snap! Snap was spying on me, and he was taking a videotape of me. And Lupin was masticating to it. Masticating to it. They were sitting on their broomsticks. Ew, you fucking pervs, stop looking at me naked. Are you pedos or what? I screamed, putting on a black towel with a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. Suddenly, Vampire ran in. Abracadabra, he yelled at Snape and Lupin, pointing his pointing his womb. Pointing his pointing his I took my gun and shot Snape and Lupin a gazillion times, and they both started screaming and the camera broke. Suddenly, Dumbledore ran. Ebony, it has been revealed that someone has. No! He shouted, looking at Snape and Lupin, and then he waved his wand, and suddenly Hagrid ran outside on his broom and said, Everyone, we need to talk. It, it was written Hagrid, I'm not kidding.
You have no idea how much I'm dying right now.
Hagrid ran outside on his broom and said, Everyone, we need to talk. What do you know, Hagrid? You're just a little Hogwarts student. I may be a Hogwarts student, Hagrid paused angrily. But I'm also a Satanist. That cannot be, Snap said in a crispy voice as blood dripped from his hand where Dumbledore's wand had shot him. factors. You don't have any, I yelled in madly. Lupin held up the camera triumphantly. Triumphantly. The lens may be ruined, but the tape is still there. I felt faint, more than I normally do, like how it feels when you do not drink enough. Why are you doing this? Lupin said angrily when he rubbed his dirty hands on his cloak. Clo- cloak. And then I heard the words that I had heard before, but not from him. I didn't know whether to feel shocked and happy or to bite him and drink his blood because I felt faint. Because, because, uh, Harg can't even spell your own misspelling right. Hargid said as he paused in the air dra- dr- dramatically waving his wand in the air. Then swooped he in, singing to the tune of a gothic version by 50 Cent. Because you're gothic? Snap asked in a little afraid voice, because he was afraid it meant he was connected with Satan. Because I love her! Chapter 12.
It's good shit. Good shit. Dun dun dun.
I need to get a drink. I'll be right back.
Of red blood.
Uh,
I was gonna go to sleep like an hour ago, but I was just in
chap,
time.
I. Okay, just wasn't hearing anyone, so I had to fix. I just had to reconnect. Okay. It turns out, how drunk am I gonna be? Since I'm not, I feel like consuming alcohol would make everything worse, and it's 2 a.m. here, so it's way too early to drink.
Did you just say AM?
PM.
I was gonna be like, no, what the fuck?
It's 2 p.m. here, East Coast. Represent, boys. Anyway, chapter 12. I was about to slit my wrists again with the silver knife that Draco had given me in case anything happened to him. He had told me to use it valiantly against an enemy, but I knew that we must both go together. No, I thought it was. It's- I thought it was hair grid. It was vampire. Hair grid. Literally hair grid.
This
But it
has to
was
be a troll.
vampire.
This has to be a troll.
Or this person is just terribly stupid. I mean, they exist. He started to scream, OMFG! No! My scar hurts! And then his eyes rolled up. You could the whites. I stopped. How did you know? I saw it, and my scar turned back into the lightning bolt. No! I ran up closer. I thought you didn't have a scar anymore, I shouted. I do, but Diabolo changed it into a pentagram for me, and I always cover it up with foundation, he said back. Anyway, my scar hurt, and it turned back into the lightning bolt. Save me. Then I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Voldemort has him. Voldemort has him bondage. Anyway, I
I'm
was in
dying.
this. I was in the school nurse's office now, recovering from my slit wrist. Snap, Snap, and Lupin and Horrid were there too. They were going to Saint Mangoes after they recovered, because they were pedophiles. And you can't have those fucking pervs teaching in a school with lots of hot girls. Dumbledore had cons. Dumbledore had constipated the Cydio camera.
Don't
They
leave
took
us,
a
Coco.
remake. I
Commonwealth.
put middle finger at them. Anyway, Hargrid came into my hospital bed holding a bouquet of pink roses. Enoby, I need to tell you something, he said in a V serious voice, giving me the roses. Fuck off, I told him. You know, I fucking hate the color pink anyway, and I don't like fucked up preps like you, I snapped. Hargrid had been mean to me before for being gothic. No, Ennaby, Hargrid says. Those are not roses. What? Are they goths too, you poser prep? I asked, because I was angry that he had brought me pink roses. I saved your life, he yelled angrily. No, you didn't, I replied. You saved me from getting a Paris Hilton video made from your shower scene and being viewed by Snap and Lupin, who masturbated. Do it, he added silently. I love how the author's note is asking if things are spelled right or wrong when she could pull up a dictionary or something. Yeah, there are. I'm just skipping them because it's too painful to read out loud. I mean, when I started this, I read the author's note to myself and I was just like, no, this is going to be terrible. Oh yeah, so Mr. Liquor, dude. So you heard okay, what did you hear me read so far? And from last night, did you heard the essay? Oh shit!
2 years worth of semen. We shall continue this later. Not like the Berserk manga hiatus. Yeah, no, same. Dicks out the whole time.